My beloved child, I saw how you felt today, and I want you to know something. I am here with you. Right now, in this moment, I want to speak directly to your heart and remind you of my everlasting care. You might have scrolled past countless messages before, but I need you to pause and listen, because this message is for you. There is no coincidence in this meeting, and I want you to take a deep breath and allow my peace to settle upon your shoulders. You are not alone, not for a single second. I am closer than you imagine, whispering hope into your weary spirit and gently guiding you toward a place of rest and understanding. The weight you have been feeling, the concerns that have pressed upon your mind, and the unknowns that have unsettled your heart, I see them all. And I want to begin by saying, very simply, I love you. I have loved you before you even breathed your first breath, and I continue to love you now, through every struggle and triumph, through every doubt and moment of faith, through every fear and every shout of joy. Please, let my words sink in, and let them cradle you in a safe embrace. I understand that life can feel overwhelming, and I know the pressures that descend upon you from all sides. I see the nights when you've lain awake, your thoughts restless, your heart aching, wondering how everything is going to work out. I know the moments when you've had to muster courage just to step out of your door in the morning, uncertain if you have the strength to face whatever lies ahead. I know about the heartbreak you've hidden from others, the tears that sting your eyes before you quickly blink them away so no one else sees. You are not invisible to me, dear one. Your struggles matter to me. Every moment of worry, every knot of tension in your stomach, every question of, am I enough? I hear them all. And if you'll allow me to speak to those tender places within you, I want to remind you that you are precious. You are my beloved creation, formed with intention and held with purpose. My love for you has no end, no break, no condition. It is yours forever, a gift that stands strong even when you stumble and fall. I see it sometimes. You look around and wonder if anyone cares. Perhaps you are surrounded by people, yet you still feel a quiet loneliness that no one else can see. You wonder if your voice matters, if your existence has an impact. You find yourself asking if I'm really watching, if there is truly a divine presence that could care so intimately about your story. And to that I say, yes, I am here. I see you right now, in this exact moment, reading or listening with your heart half hopeful and half uncertain. Let me hold that uncertainty with you. Let me assure you that you matter so much to me. I did not create you and then abandon you. I did not set you on a path and walk away. My child, I have walked every step alongside you, felt every heartbreak you've carried, celebrated every victory. Even those so small you dismiss them. I celebrate you. I hold you. And I want you to know that regardless of where you have been or where you are going, my love has not changed. So often you might imagine that I am distant, that my eyes are turned away, especially when you struggle and when the world looks harsh and unyielding. But please remember, my gaze is upon you constantly, not with judgment, but with endless compassion. When you worry about your job or your future, I whisper, I am already there. When your heart trembles with fear about relationships or the uncertainty of tomorrow, I promise, I have plans for good. Even if it's hard to see, even if you feel stuck, I am at work. My ways are higher than your ways, and my vision extends far beyond what you can perceive with your human sight. So take a moment to rest in that truth. Let the tension in your muscles unwind, if only for these minutes we share and breathe in my reassurance. You do not face life alone. I am your shield, your fortress in times of trouble. No darkness is too great to be dispelled by my light, and no fear is too strong to withstand the power of my love. I know that some days you wake up and it feels like the entire world is watching your every move. You sense judgment from people who barely know you, from systems and structures that seem bent on wearing you down, and sometimes even from your own thoughts that question your worth. It can feel like there's always a critical eye upon you, waiting to pounce on your mistakes or your moments of weakness. It can feel suffocating, like you have to be perfect just to deserve love or acceptance. But let me remind you, there is only one true watcher who sees it all, and that is me. And when I see you, I do not look at you with condemnation or accusation. I look at you with eternal compassion. I look at you and see the child I formed with my own hands, the individual I breathed life into with my own spirit. You are never out of my sight, never out of my heart, and that is good news. Because in my eyes, you are worthy, you are loved, and you are not defined by your worst moments or your lingering doubts. I see beyond your flaws. I see into your potential, your resilience, your hidden joys, your unspoken kindness. And I treasure you, my beloved. Yes, I know that you may have stumbled across this message at a time when your heart is crying out for answers. Maybe you feel a storm within, as though your thoughts keep circling around the same anxieties without resolution. Maybe you feel that you've tried everything in your power to fix a certain situation, and you've reached the end of your own strength. Listen to me. You do not have to carry that burden alone. Why do you think you must face every challenge in your own might, without leaning on the limitless strength I offer? I want you to pause and bring your concerns to me, because I am your refuge. Let me hold your burdens. Let me shoulder the weight that you were never meant to carry all by yourself. There is a peace that surpasses all understanding, and I want to place it gently in your heart. Will you let me? I watch you as you try to navigate a world that sometimes feels cold, competitive, and critical. You may feel eyes upon you, people who seem ready to judge, systems that evaluate your worth in ways that do not reflect your true value. And yes, there are spiritual adversaries, negativity, or even the negativity within your own mind that tries to convince you that you are not good enough, not strong enough, not deserving enough. But let me offer you a warning wrapped in hope. You are being watched, and you need to be ready today. Not because you must prove yourself to the world, but because I want you to stand confidently in the truth of who you are in me. When you realize that my eyes are upon you with love and that I see the true you, you will find that no other scrutiny can shake your identity. They may watch you, they may wait for you to stumble, but I am the one who holds you upright. I am the one who lifts you when you fall. Rest in me, and let me prepare you for whatever lies ahead. I promise, I will not leave you defenseless or without guidance. You might wonder, how can I feel so certain of your love, God, when my life has been filled with so many disappointments? Let me answer that tender question with all the gentleness I possess. Disappointments of life do not equate to the absence of my love. Trials and struggles arise from many sources, and though I do not delight in your pain, I can bring good out of every situation. I can turn what was meant to harm you into something that refines you, something that carves your character with compassion and empathy. I never intended for you to bear hardships alone, and I certainly never intended for you to believe that hardships mean I have forsaken you. No, dear one, I am with you in the midst of those hardships, working to bring light into your darkness. Even if you cannot yet see the full picture, trust that I am weaving beauty out of the broken strands of your story. You have a unique story, and I want to remind you today that your past does not disqualify you from my love or from the purpose I have set aside for you. There may be chapters you'd rather erase, moments of pain or regret that still weigh heavy on your heart. But let me tell you something crucial. I am the author who redeems every chapter. Your story is far from over. I am the God of new beginnings, always ready to breathe fresh life into your circumstances and your spirit. If you'll only open yourself to me, let me rewrite the sorrow with comfort. Let me transform the guilt with forgiveness. Let me heal the wounds with my ever-present grace. No matter how far you think you've strayed, you are never beyond my reach. No matter how deep the pit you find yourself in, my arm can always draw you out and set you on solid ground. So cling to that hope, dear one. There is no wound too deep for my healing. You might be wondering, if you love me so much, why don't you fix everything right away? I hear that question, and I understand the pain behind it. Sometimes my timing and my ways can feel mysterious from your perspective. But please take this assurance to heart. I am always at work for your good. Sometimes I lead you through a longer process because there are lessons and blessings along the path that you can only discover step by step. Sometimes the storms in your life are not to punish you, but to teach you that I am your safe harbor. In the process, you learn endurance, faith, compassion for others, and a deeper knowledge of my presence that is constant, unwavering, and real. The delays, the uncertainties, and the twists in your journey are not signs of my neglect. They are proof of my intricate, loving involvement in every detail of your life. I value your growth, your transformation, and your ultimate joy far more than a quick momentary relief that might leave deeper roots untouched. I also want to speak to those who are unsure of me, who feel hesitant to believe or to trust. Maybe you've been hurt by people who used my name but did not reflect my heart. Maybe you've seen hypocrisy, or you've experienced a tragedy that made you question my goodness. Let me gently say, I understand your hesitation. I see your protective walls, your defenses that say, I can't believe because I don't want to be let down again. But my dear child, I am not those people who failed you. I am not defined by their missteps or abuses. My love is pure, consistent, and without ulterior motive. I want you to know that it's okay to doubt, to wrestle, and to ask questions. My shoulders are broad enough to carry your questions, your confusion, your anger, and I promise that if you seek me with a sincere heart, you will find me. Not because I hide, but because I draw near to the broken-hearted, the wounded, the skeptical, and I invite them to experience love in a way they've never felt before. Let me prove my love to you in ways that surpass words, in the quiet, personal corners of your life where you need it most. So often, you feel that you must have perfect faith to approach me, that you must clean yourself up entirely before you can be worthy of my attention. But you have it backward. Come to me as you are, and let me do the cleansing, the healing, the restoring. If you wait until you feel perfect, you'll never come at all. I do not turn away from an honest heart, from a sincere cry for help, from the slightest glimmer of willingness to know me. I welcome you, and I want to carry your burdens, not weigh you down with new ones. This is not about a list of demands, rituals, or obligations. It's about a relationship, a connection of your heart with mine. I am the God who sees you, who knows every facet of your personality, your gifts, your desires, your fears. And I love you without reservation. So let me break through your apprehension. Let me wash away the shame that tries to cling to you. Let me speak life into the dreams you thought were dead. I am the God of resurrection, and I have the power to resurrect hope within you, no matter how many times it has been crushed. Now, you might be asking yourself, why do you keep insisting that they're watching me? Who are they? Dear one, in this world, there will always be eyes upon you. Some supportive, some critical. There will be spiritual forces that wish to see you crumble under fear or temptation. There might be people in your life who benefit from your insecurity, who try to keep you small. And sometimes the biggest enemy watching you is your own doubt, the inner voice that whispers negativity. That is why I say, be ready today. Not in a posture of paranoia, but in a posture of confident faith. Be ready to remember that you are deeply loved, that you have a purpose no one else can fulfill, that I am your guardian, and your source of strength. When you live from that knowledge, no matter who watches or how they judge, you stand anchored in my truth. You will not be swayed by the winds of other people's opinions or by the storms of life's trials. Instead, you will bloom in the warmth of my approval, and you will find the courage to face any challenge, knowing that my love is the foundation that can never be shaken. I want you to be encouraged. Even though life can feel like a battlefield at times, you are not powerless. I have given you a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. In my presence, you can tap into resources that go far beyond your own natural abilities. Do not underestimate what I can do through a heart that is willing to trust me. When you feel weak, I become your strength. When you feel confused, I become your clarity. When you feel lonely, I become your closest companion. When you feel unworthy, I remind you that you are my treasured child. This is the exchange I offer you. Bring me your limitations, and I will fill you with my limitless grace. Bring me your doubts, and I will show you glimpses of my truth that transform your perspective. The more you lean on me, the more you will discover just how able I am to carry you through every situation. And because I love you, I do warn you. I caution you not to take your worth lightly, not to fall prey to the lies that say you are forgotten, abandoned, or insignificant. I caution you against believing that you must do life on your own, that you must handle every stress and sorrow without my help. I caution you against hardening your heart when you face disappointment, because in those moments of pain, I am offering you comfort, healing, and the chance to grow in ways you cannot yet imagine. I caution you also to be mindful of the influences in your life that pull you away from love, from kindness, from compassion. You see, the eyes that watch you are sometimes waiting to see if you will reflect my character even when it's difficult. And yes, sometimes darkness is watching, hoping to catch you in a weak moment to fill your mind with despair or anger. But remember, you have a choice. You can choose to stay connected to me, to my love, to my guidance. You can choose to fill your mind with my promises, instead of the world's negativity. You can choose compassion over apathy, forgiveness over resentment, love over hatred. And every choice you make from that place of connection to me is like a beacon of light that cannot be extinguished. Perhaps right now you feel something stirring in your heart, a nudge to respond, to speak with me, to open your heart more than you have before. Let me assure you, that's my gentle call. It's not a demand, but an invitation. I long for you to talk to me. Tell me your worries, your hopes, your fears, even your anger or confusion. I am a safe listener. Unlike anyone else, I truly understand what lies beneath your words, the things you yourself might not fully comprehend. And it doesn't have to be long or complicated. Just give me 2 minutes of open-hearted conversation and see if that doesn't begin to shift something deep within you. I promised I would always be with you, and that means my ears and my heart are always open. Even in your silence, I can interpret the groanings of your soul. But I invite you to speak anyway, because the act of opening up, of sharing, is healing. It draws you closer to the reality that I am present, that I care, and that your words are precious to me. I also see your longing for better days. You look around and see a world filled with challenges, financial strain, relationships in tension, health concerns, social unrest, and you wonder, is there a future worth hoping for? Let me answer you with a resounding yes. I have plans for your life that are anchored in goodness. That doesn't mean every day will be easy or every situation will resolve exactly how you want it to, but it does mean that at the core of existence, my intention for you is wholeness, growth, and the joy of discovering how deeply you are loved. When you partner with me, you begin to see that the trials have an expiration date, but my love does not. You begin to see that adversity can build your perseverance, shape your compassion, and deepen your empathy. You begin to see that you can be a light to others, simply by allowing me to shine through your words and actions. And trust me, dear one, when you align your heart with mine, you will find hope springing eternal, even in the darkest of nights. Will the path ahead be free from obstacles? Likely not. But I will stand with you. Will you face criticism or misunderstanding from those who are watching? Possibly, yes. But I will be your shield. Will doubts still arise, even as you reach out to me? They might, but I will offer you constant reassurance. Over time, as you continue to walk with me, you'll find that your perspective shifts. Instead of feeling intimidated by others watching you, you'll realize that my gaze of love is what truly matters. Instead of worrying about how the world perceives you, you'll become more concerned with how I can guide you to show love, generosity, and kindness. And that shift will bring you freedom. It will lift a heavy burden off your shoulders, because you'll no longer be striving for external validation. You'll be rooted in my endless affection. Let me remind you of something else. You have a purpose that no one else can fulfill. There is a unique place in this world that only you can occupy. A specific set of contributions that only you can make. I designed you with certain gifts, passions, and experiences that all weave together to form the masterpiece that is your life. Sometimes you might not see the bigger picture, especially when life's responsibilities and hardships obscure your vision. But trust that there is a reason I placed you here at this particular time, in this particular sphere of influence. You have the capacity to touch hearts that I specifically align on your path. You have the ability to bring my love into conversations, into relationships, into creative pursuits, into acts of service. And each moment you choose to live from a place of love and faith, you are fulfilling that sacred purpose. Do not underestimate the significance of your small acts of kindness, your comforting words, your willingness to be present for someone in need. In my eyes, these are not small. They are the building blocks of a life that reflects my goodness in a world that desperately needs it. And in those moments when you feel weary, unsure if you can continue, remember, I am your sustainer. Come to me in prayer, or even in silent reflection, and let me recharge your spirit. If you're too tired to form words, let your sighs and tears be your prayer. I understand. In the quiet place of surrender, you will find that my strength becomes yours. You will sense a warmth in your heart, a renewal in your mind, and you'll realize that you are not facing life's demands on your own. I am holding you steadfast. My child, I want you to flourish, not just survive. I want you to experience the fullness of joy that comes from walking hand in hand with me, secure in my acceptance and love. No matter how many times you've stumbled, how many mistakes you've made, how many regrets you carry, I am ready to embrace you each and every day with the same fresh grace. Now let me share a bit of my heart for you. I delight in you. I rejoice when you find a spark of joy in the simple things, like a sunrise or the laughter of a friend, or a personal achievement you worked hard for. I share in your sorrows when things fall apart, or when you experience loss. I am your constant companion, not distant or cold, but intimately involved in your journey. My greatest desire is that you come to know how deeply, personally, and unconditionally you are loved. That knowledge changes everything. It changes how you see yourself, how you interact with others, and how you perceive your future. When you realize you are loved without condition, you can step out of fear and into faith. You can replace self-doubt with a quiet confidence that says, if God is for me, who can be against me? Not arrogance, but a humble assurance that I, the one who sees all, have chosen to set my love upon you. Let's address your fears head on, shall we? Those looming threats that keep you awake at night. The fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of not measuring up. My dear child, I already know every flaw and frailty within you, and yet I have called you worthy of my love. There is nothing hidden from me, and that means you don't need to hide or pretend. Bring your fears into the light of my presence. Fear has power in darkness, but in my light, fear shrinks. It cannot thrive where my truth reigns. My truth says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, that you are forgiven when you ask for forgiveness, that you are never beyond the reach of my mercy. My truth says that you have a future and a hope, that you are not defined by your past mistakes. When fear tries to close in, call to mind these truths. Speak them aloud if you must. Let them be your shield and sword, dispelling the shadows that try to claim your peace. As you learn to trust me more, you will also discover a deeper sense of spiritual sight. You'll begin to notice that many of the battles you face are not merely physical or emotional, but spiritual in nature. You might sense discouragement as more than just a fleeting mood. It can be a targeted attempt to make you give up on hope. You might see how negative words from others echo louder in your mind than positive ones, threatening to shape your self-perception. That's why I say they're watching you, because there are forces that do not want you to stand firm in my love, that do not want you to realize your true identity. But do not be dismayed. I have given you authority to resist those forces, to declare that they have no claim over your mind or your heart. In moments of spiritual struggle, speak my promises, for my word is alive and powerful. Remember, you never fight alone. I am right there, ready to strengthen your spirit and remind you of the victory already won. Yes, the goodness that I extend to you is not just for a distant eternity. It's for now. I am actively pouring out blessings in your life, some visible and tangible, some quiet and internal. Every time you sense a surge of gratitude, a wave of peace, a moment of clarity, that is my goodness at work. Every time you notice an unexpected kind gesture from someone, or an open door that seemed shut, that is my goodness weaving through the tapestry of your days. Sometimes my goodness arrives in the form of an opportunity to grow, even if that growth stems from adversity. I know it can be hard to see challenges as blessings in disguise. Yet I am in the business of redemption, turning sorrow into singing, ashes into beauty, defeat into stepping stones. If you look for my goodness, you will surely find it, even in the smallest details. I want to emphasize again, you do not have to be afraid. They may watch you. They may talk about you. Circumstances may press you on every side, but I am your defender, the one who stands guard over your soul. Let me shield you from the lies that tell you you're not worthy, not forgiven, not capable of being loved. Let me cover you with my wings of mercy, that you might find refuge in times of turmoil. Let my spirit empower you to take courageous steps forward, even when the path is not fully clear. And when you stumble, because all humans do, I'm right there to catch you, to steady you, and to lead you on. There is no place for condemnation in my presence, only correction bathed in love, leading you to a place of growth and deeper freedom. Now may I ask something of you? It's simple yet profound. Talk to me, not just once in a while, but daily. Share your heartbeat with me. Let me in on your routine, your triumphs, your confusions, your longings. Pray, reflect, or simply think of me throughout your day. These moments become windows through which I pour out my grace into your life. They help you stay aware of my companionship, so you need not navigate life feeling isolated or forsaken. There is so much I long to share with you, revelations of my love, insights for your unique journey, encouragement tailored to your specific struggles. But my voice is most clearly heard in a heart that takes time to listen. Even if it's just 2 minutes in your car or in a quiet corner of your home, that is enough for me to begin speaking words of life into your spirit. The more you connect with me, the more you'll sense my gentle guidance, the whisper that leads you to life-giving decisions and healing relationships. You see, what you focus on tends to grow. If you dwell constantly on the negative voices, the judgments, the troubles, they will loom larger in your mind. But if you take even brief moments to focus on my love, my promises, my unwavering presence, you'll find those truths growing stronger. They will begin to overshadow the negativity. Over time, your heart will lean into hope rather than dread, faith rather than fear, love rather than suspicion. It's a transformation from the inside out, and I want that for you. Not only will it enrich your life, but it will also impact the lives of those around you. When others see the glow of my peace on your face, when they hear kindness in your tone, they will be drawn to the source of that inner joy. In that way, you become a living invitation to others to experience my love as well. And make no mistake, your impact matters. Often you discredit yourself thinking, I'm no leader. I'm just an ordinary person with my own problems. But let me remind you, you carry my spirit, and that makes you anything but ordinary. The way you treat a stranger, the way you comfort a friend, the way you persevere with integrity at work or school, all these actions are testimonies of my grace. Others see, and seeds of hope are planted in their hearts. Sometimes the watchers you fear are the very souls longing to see if genuine kindness and faith are possible in this cynical world. And when you live in alignment with me, you demonstrate that love is still alive and powerful. Don't underestimate how a smile, a reassuring word, or a patient response can shift an entire atmosphere. These are not small gestures. They are echoes of my heart, delivered through yours. I know that vulnerability can be scary. Opening your heart, sharing your struggles, or choosing to trust can feel risky when you've been hurt before. But let me be your sanctuary, a place where you can be fully known and fully loved, where you can heal from your scars and discover the courage to trust again. Vulnerability before me is never wasted. It's in your honesty that I can best apply my healing balm. Pretenses or masks keep you from experiencing the true depth of my comfort. When you admit your need, your pain, or your confusion, you make room for my power to move in ways that you can recognize and appreciate. And as you heal in my presence, you'll find that your capacity to love others also expands. You'll be able to empathize with their hurts, encourage their hearts, and point them toward the same source of healing you have found. Yes, there will be days when it seems the darkness is winning. Days when the news or your own personal experiences weigh you down. That's why I gently urge you. Don't wait for the storms to pass to seek me. Seek me in the storm, and you'll discover that I am your calm in the chaos. I am the anchor that holds you steady, the gentle whisper that reassures you. You are not alone. You might not be able to stop the rain from falling, but you can stand under my shelter. And from that safe place, you will watch as I transform even the hardest moments into opportunities for deeper understanding, compassion, and growth. Let me show you how adversity can be a stage for my faithfulness, how heartbreak can be the soil where new hope blossoms. I also want you to know that I have placed in your path people who care about you, individuals who can walk alongside you, and be tangible reminders of my love. Sometimes you might feel hesitant to reach out, to ask for help, or to share your true feelings. But community is one of my gifts to you. Although humans are not perfect, they can be vessels of my kindness and support. Let others love you. Let others care for you when you're weak, and be willing to love and care for them when they need it. This interplay of giving and receiving is a reflection of my heart, which is always open, always ready to help, always ready to enfold each person in a safe embrace. Don't let fear or pride isolate you, dear one. You are meant to flourish within relationships that encourage, uplift, and sharpen your faith in what is good and true. In the grand tapestry of life, you may sometimes wonder if your thread is too small to matter. But woven together with the countless threads of others, your life adds beauty and depth that would otherwise be missing. I see the entire picture. I see how your experiences, your growth, and your acts of love connect with the larger purpose. Trust that your place in this tapestry is intentional, chosen by me, and vital to the overall masterpiece. And remember, I crafted you not to compare your thread with someone else's, but to shine in your own unique design, to reflect my glory in a way only you can. Be at peace with your individuality, your pace of progress, and your style of expression. I delight in the diversity of my creation, and your uniqueness is a gift, not a flaw. When you feel weighed down by guilt or shame, let me speak a liberating word to you. Forgiveness is available. No sin, no mistake, no misstep is too big for my grace to cover. When you come to me with a repentant heart, I wipe the slate clean, and I invite you to move forward without carrying the chains of your past. Please don't let regret trap you in a cycle of self-condemnation. Let my mercy set you free. In that freedom, you'll discover a renewed sense of purpose and a lighter step. You'll also discover a new level of compassion for others, struggling with their own flaws. Grace received is grace that can be extended. That's how my love multiplies. One forgiven heart reaching out to forgive another, building a community that reflects my heart of restoration. And while I talk of watchers and challengers, I also want you to be aware that there is joy all around you. There are moments of laughter, of warmth, of simple pleasures that I scatter along your path, like little love notes from heaven. Do not let the fear of being observed or the sadness of your struggles blind you to these gifts. Pause, take a breath, and notice the blessings right in front of you. A comforting meal, the brilliance of the sky at twilight, a kind word from a friend, the ability to learn and grow, the smile of a stranger that reminds you there is still good in the world. These small flashes of beauty are my reminders that hope lives. Each one is a whisper that says, I am still here and I care for you. Let them fill your heart with gratitude, for gratitude is a powerful balm against discouragement. It shifts your focus to my ongoing provision and my faithfulness. Now, dear one, as we draw closer to the end of this conversation, I want to remind you that I am always accessible. There is no ritual too complex, no special phrase you must recite perfectly in order to find me. A simple, honest, God, help me, or even a quiet tear is enough to open the door for my presence. Do not be hesitant to reach out even if you've not done so in a long time. I am not offended by your silence, but I long for your voice. I long to comfort you when you're hurting, to celebrate with you when you're thriving, and to guide you when you're uncertain. That is my nature, to love, to guide, to heal. I do not tire of you, nor do I grow impatient. I am everlasting in my devotion. Let that truth sink deep into your heart, dispelling any lie that says you've gone too far or waited too long. My arms are wide open, ready to welcome you at any moment. Even now, if you quiet yourself, you might sense a stirring of my spirit, a gentle nudge that says, I am here. Let that awareness fill you with peace and courage. The world outside may clamor with demands and distractions, but inside, in that sacred space of communion with me, there is rest for your soul. Come to me whenever you need that rest. Talk to me about the smallest details or the grandest concerns. I care about it all. There is nothing too trivial or too enormous for my love. And if ever you feel your words fail, just sit quietly, and I will embrace you in my silence. Yes, there is a language of love that transcends words, a soft conversation heart to heart, in which I remind you of your value, your belonging, and your purpose. As you leave this moment and step back into the flow of life, carry with you the knowledge that I am with you. Be ready, not in fear, but in anticipation that my goodness will manifest in your life. Be ready to share the love you've received with others who desperately need a touch of kindness. Be ready to stand firm in truth when falsehood tries to sway you. Be ready to shine your unique light when darkness seems to be prevailing. The watchers who expect you to stumble will see that you are upheld by my hand. The adversaries that whisper lies will see that truth resounds from your spirit. And you will know beyond any doubt that I, your God, have spoken life and hope into you for a reason. You are my child, and I am your eternal Father, friend, and guide. Before we conclude, hear this once more. I love you. I cherish you. I watch over you with tender care. There is no greater truth than my love for you, and no force can separate you from it. Receive my blessing now. May my peace envelop your heart. May you sense my presence in the mundane and in the extraordinary moments of your life. May your burdens be lifted and your soul find rest. And may you walk forward with confidence, assured that you are never alone. I am here, and I am always for you. So go in my peace, dear one. We will speak again soon whenever you're ready to listen. Until then, remember that I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. You will never be forgotten. My peace be with you now and always. Amen.